to my channel, and thank you for watching this video in my Star People and Native Americans playlist. This story that I'm going to read to you, I've found in several different places, so it's apparently pretty popular, pretty common. And this is a Chippewa story. Now, a young hunter named White Hawk was crossing a prairie when he discovered a peculiar circle on the ground. The circle appeared to have been formed by a beaten footpath, and the curious hunter decided to conceal himself in the tall grass nearby and learn what had formed this mysterious circle. Now, after a while, White Hawk had lain in vain for quite some time, and finally he heard the sound of distant music coming from the air. His eyes were drawn to a cloud that was descending from afar. As it drew nearer, the hunter saw that it wasn't a cloud at all, but a basket device in which he saw 12 beautiful maidens, each gracefully striking a drum. Soon the basket touched the ground, and the young maidens leaped out and began to dance. Now the young hunter was entranced by their beauty and the grace of their dance. The drumming sound now seemed to be coming from the basket, and each of the young maidens struck a shining ball at each step as they moved lightly around the circle. In his delight, White Hawk reached out to touch the dancer that was nearest to him, but the moment the maidens saw him, they jumped back into their basket and were instantly withdrawn into the heavens. The saddened hunter returned to his lodge, bewailing his misfortune. At night he was haunted by the sounds of the celestial music and the vision of the lovely star maidens. He resolved to return to the magic circle and wait until the maidens returned. Disguising himself with the hides of opossums, White Hawk's vigil at the circle was at last rewarded by the sight of the lowering basket and the delightful strains of the sweet music. Once the star maidens were engaged in their dance, White Hawk began stalking the girl nearest him. But again, the star maidens saw him and ran for the safety of their basket. Now, one who appeared to be their leader said, "Perhaps he has come to show us how the game is played by earthly beings." But the other maidens shouted for ascent into the sky. Now, on his third attempt, White Hawk disguised himself as a stump near the magic circle, and he successfully captured one of the star maidens. With gentle actions and kind words, he brought her to his lodge and made her his bride. Although the passing months produced a lovely boy child from their union, the star wife grew weary with the tribal confines. She longed to return to the stars. When White Hawk was away on a hunt, the star wife ventured to the magic circle and summoned a basket to take her to the starland. White Hawk was overwhelmed with grief and spent many seasons mourning his lost wife and son. The star chief, at the same time, was observing his grandchild's longing for his earthly father. In a gesture of compassion and wisdom, the star chief commanded the star wife to offer White Hawk a visit to Starland in return for a specimen of each kind of bird and animal that he kills in the chase. White Hawk gratefully accepted the star chief's offer, and the legend ends with the star wife consenting to return to her husband's people. Now, like I said, I've heard this story several times in several different places. And there's slight variations to the story, but it's all basically the same as far as the man falls in love with one of the star maidens. He watches them come down night after night in the basket and actually marries one and has a child. So I found that fascinating because there's other stories that I'm going to read to you about similar interactions in marriages and children coming from unions of Native Americans and Star People. So thank you very much for watching my playlist on Star People and Native Americans on my Native Strength channel.